A normal snack machine might make you $1 on a sale, but some vending machines sell $6 cotton candy made with 30 cents of ingredients. Others rent the same power bank again and again. And one industrial vending machine can process thousands of dollars in safety supplies every month without selling a single bag of chips. Here are 9 unusual vending machines, what they cost, what each sale could produce, and the locations they actually need. And stay focused because later in the video, I'll show you this simple guide that can help you avoid the mistake that kills most vending businesses before they even begin. These are screening estimates, not guaranteed earnings, and shipping, payment systems, installation, and other costs can increase the final investment. Let's start. Number 1. Ice vending machine. Most vending operators think small. One snack, one drink, $1 of profit. Ice flips that model. One machine can produce hundreds of kilograms every day and turn ordinary water into bags customers buy on the way to a boat, campsite, construction site, or weekend party. The model we found makes between 300 and 450 kilograms every 24 hours and can dispense loose ice or automatically package 3.5 to 5 kilogram bags. At maximum output, that is roughly 95 kilogram bags per day. The strongest spots are marinas, campgrounds, boat ramps, gas stations, RV parks, fishing areas, and hot neighborhoods where buying ice is already part of the trip. Now comes the machine price. One unit is listed at around $8,700 before freight, plumbing, drainage, payment hardware, and installation. Suppose you sell 40 bags per day at $3.50 each. That is $140 in daily revenue, or around $4,200 over 30 days. If water, electricity, filtration, packaging, and small losses total about $1 per bag, roughly $2.50 remains before rent, repairs, card fees, and taxes. At 40 sales per day, the gross contribution is about $100 daily. On paper, the machine's list price equals roughly 87 days of that contribution. But producing 90 bags is not the same as selling 90 bags. The machine can make the ice, your location still has to move it. Number 2. Specialty coffee machine. Picture a warehouse at 5:30 in the morning. 200 employees are clocking in. The nearest cafe is 10 minutes away, and the break room coffee has been sitting there long enough to become a workplace joke. That is where a bean-to-cup vending machine becomes more than a convenience. It grinds fresh beans, serves espresso, cappuccino, hot chocolate, and flavored drinks, and stays open through every shift. Coffee also has something novelty machines do not: habit. A customer may buy cotton candy once. The same employee might buy coffee every morning and another cup after lunch. Let's use a selling price of $2.50. If the beans, milk powder, cup, sugar, water, and cleaning supplies cost around 65 cents, the gross spread is about $1.85 before commission and other expenses. So how much does the machine cost? Practical touchscreen bean-to-cup machines are listed around $2,700 to $3,700 depending on their capacity and features. Using a $3,200 machine, you would need roughly 1,730 cups at that $1.85 spread to equal the hardware price. At 30 cups per day, that's about 58 selling days on paper. Hospitals, factories, offices, dealerships, colleges, and 24-hour workplaces make the most sense. But coffee is unforgiving. One weak, watery first cup can lose a repeat customer for good. The touchscreen attracts attention. The taste builds the route. Number 3. Power bank rental machine. This business does not sell electricity. It sells relief. Someone is at a concert with 3% battery. Their ticket is on the phone, their friends are messaging them, and their ride home depends on an app. At that moment, they are not comparing charger prices. They need power now. The customer scans a code, removes a power bank, pays, and returns it later. The same battery can earn money repeatedly. A simple station might rent a charger for around $3 or $4 per use. But 8 $4 rentals per day, that's $32 in daily revenue. The machine itself can be surprisingly cheap. Small 8-slot stations appear around $200 to $400, while larger models with screens or card readers can reach roughly $900 to $1,200. Use a $950 setup. At $4 per rental, 238 rentals generate revenue equal to the equipment price. At 8 rentals per day, that's roughly 1 month before software, venue commission, damaged batteries, payment fees, and taxes. Bars, stadiums, airports, festivals, malls, and long events are strong locations. A restaurant with outlets beside every table is not. The real danger is friction. If the app is confusing, the deposit feels risky, or returning the charger is difficult, customers will protect their final 3% and walk away. You are not renting batteries. You are selling relief exactly when someone needs it. So far, power banks have the lowest entry price, coffee has the strongest repeat behavior, and ice has the biggest production capacity. But the next machine takes a product costing less than 50 cents and turns the making process itself into the advertisement. Number 4. Cotton Candy Vending Machine. This one looks like a toy. The numbers do not. The customer chooses a color or design, the machine begins spinning, and children watch the product appear in front of them. That show is part of what the customer is paying for. A cotton candy can sell for $5 to $8, while the sugar, stick, packaging, and a little waste may remain below 50 cents. Use a $6 selling price and 40 cents in direct product cost. That leaves a $5.60 gross spread before location commission, maintenance, payment fees, and cleaning. Now for the equipment. Factory direct machines are listed around $3,800 to $5,500 for fully automatic models. Using a $4,500 machine, roughly 804 sales at a $5.60 spread would equal the hardware price. At 12 sales per day, that is about 67 days on paper. The right locations have families, waiting time, and impulse spending. Think malls, arcades, cinemas, aquariums, amusement parks, and indoor play centers. But do not fall in love with the margin. A huge markup means nothing if the machine sells twice per day. Humidity can affect the cotton candy, sugar sticks to the internal parts, and cleaning cannot be ignored. A dirty machine stops looking magical very quickly. Cotton candy may offer the best product markup in this video, but it only works while the machine remains part vending business and part entertainment. Number 5. Protein Shake Machine. A crowded gym can still be a terrible place to sell protein shakes. Foot traffic is not enough. You need members who already buy supplements, train after the juice bar closes, and will pay for convenience instead of bringing a shaker from home. The machine stores protein powder, mixes it with water, and dispenses a fresh drink without a member of staff. A shake might sell for $6 to $7. Let's use $6.50. If the protein powder, cup, lid, water, flavoring, cleaning, and small losses cost $1.50, the gross spread is about $5. Then comes the machine cost. Automatic protein shake vending machines are listed around $2,600 to $3,800, with some models close to $2,900. At $2,900, the machine needs about 580 shakes at a $5 gross spread to equal its purchase price. Sell 12 shakes per day, and that is roughly 48 selling days before gym commission, payment fees, shipping, service, and taxes. Bodybuilding gyms, 24-hour clubs, sports complexes, and university recreation centers are stronger targets than small fitness studios. But gym customers read labels. They want to know the protein brand, serving size, calories, sugar, ingredients, and whether the mixing system is clean. Cheap, unknown powder can destroy sales, even in a busy gym. This is not just vending. It is a nutrition product, and gym customers will judge it like one. Now, here is the guide I promised at the beginning. The biggest mistake in vending is buying the machine first and only then trying to find somewhere to place it. That is how people end up with thousands of dollars sitting in a garage instead of making sales. Before you buy a vending machine gives you a 7-day system to test a real location before you spend the money. It includes a location scorecard, a cost calculator, a 50-location prospecting sheet, and ready-to-use scripts for contacting property owners. So instead of guessing, you can check the traffic, the competition, the commission, and whether the numbers actually make sense. The complete guide and worksheets are linked below. Now let's look at a machine where the real business is not the machine, it is the contract behind it. Number 6. Industrial Safety Supply Machine. Nobody gets excited about buying earplugs at work. That is exactly why this machine can become a stronger business than one selling candy. Gloves, safety glasses, masks, cutting discs, batteries, and tools are not impulse purchases. A factory needs them regardless. Employees scan an identification card or enter a code, take the product, and the system records who used it. That helps the company control waste, prevent stockouts, and track usage by department. The machine is not really the business, the recurring supply contract is. Imagine a plant with 200 workers using an average of $1.50 in supplies per working day. That is $300 in daily product movement, or around $6,600 across 22 working days. At a 15% gross margin, that creates roughly $990 before inventory, delivery, servicing, and overhead. And the machine may cost less than you expect. PPE vending machines are listed from about $1,100 to $2,800 for larger touchscreen or sensor-based models. Factories, warehouses, utility companies, construction businesses, hospitals, and maintenance departments are the real market. The difficult part is getting inside. Procurement, safety, finance, and management may all want a say before the first machine is approved. This is the least passive idea on the list. It may also be the one least dependent on a customer feeling hungry at exactly the right moment. Number 7. Robot Ice Cream Machine. There are 2 products coming out of this machine. One is ice cream. The other is the little performance customers record while the robot prepares it. That novelty can attract the first buyer, but it cannot create a second purchase if the ice cream tastes cheap. A finished cup may sell for $5 to $7. Let's use $5.50. If the mix, cup, spoon, toppings, cleaning, and product loss cost around $1.10, the gross spread is approximately $4.40. At 18 cups per day, that is $99 in revenue and about $79 in gross contribution before other expenses. Now, look at the machine. Factory direct automatic soft serve models are listed around $4,000 to $6,300 depending on their features. At $5,800, roughly 1,319 cups at a $4.40 spread would equal the machine price. At 18 sales per day, that is about 73 selling days on paper. Malls, cinemas, colleges, tourist attractions, aquariums, bowling alleys, and entertainment centers are natural locations. But this is not a freezer filled with packaged bars. It has refrigeration, food contact parts, mixers, pumps, and cleaning routines. One failed component can stop every sale. The robot wins the first purchase. Taste, cleanliness, and reliability decide whether the machine survives after people stop filming it. Number 8. Pizza Vending Machine. This is the machine most likely to make a beginner fall in love with the technology before tasting the product. It stores pizzas, heats or cooks them automatically, and serves hot food at midnight without a cashier. On a college campus, hospital, warehouse, or hotel, that sounds almost perfect. But the customer is not buying a robotic oven. They're buying dinner. Suppose the pizza sells for $10. If the pizza, box, electricity, condiments, and spoilage costs $3.50, the gross spread is about $6.50 before location commission, restocking, permits, cleaning, and repairs. Then comes the equipment price. Factory direct automatic pizza machines are listed around $7,400 to $9,500, with some models close to $8,400. At $8,400, the machine needs roughly 1,292 pizza sales at a $6.50 spread to equal the hardware price. At 12 pizzas per day, that is around 108 selling days on paper. But the math only works if people believe the pizza is worth the price. Before ordering the machine, sell the exact same pizza manually at the target location for 1 week. Watch which flavors sell, what price customers accept, and how much food is wasted. If the pizza fails on a folding table, putting it inside a smart metal box will not rescue it. It will only make the mistake more expensive. By now, the pattern should be clear. Ice needs utilities, coffee needs taste, protein needs trust, pizza needs food people actually want. Number 9 looks simpler, but every unsold product begins losing value the moment it enters the machine. Number 9. Flower vending machine. A man leaves work at 10:30 at night and suddenly remembers his anniversary. Every florist nearby is closed, but outside a hospital, train station, hotel, or apartment tower, a refrigerated machine still holds fresh bouquets. That customer is not browsing flowers for fun. They need a gift now. The Winson model holds 24 bouquets and includes cooling, humidity control, remote monitoring, and several payment options. Imagine buying each bouquet for $12 and selling it for $30. A complete sellout creates $720 in revenue and $432 in gross product profit before spoilage, wrapping, electricity, commission, and payment fees. Even 4 bouquets per day at an $18 gross spread produces $72 daily, or $2,160 across 30 days, before operating costs. Once the demand makes sense, look at the equipment. The machine is listed around $3,800 to $5,800 before freight, payment setup, and installation. At a $5,000 machine price and an $18 spread, roughly 278 bouquet sales equal the hardware price. At 4 sales per day, that is about 70 selling days on paper. Hospitals capture visits and congratulations. Hotels capture dates and apologies. Transit hubs capture people arriving empty-handed. Cooling can extend freshness, but it cannot stop flowers from expiring forever. This machine wins by being available at the exact moment the florist is not. So which one would I choose? For the cheapest experiment, the power bank station. You can test one venue without risking your savings. For repeat purchases, specialty coffee. Customers already have the habit. For the strongest product markup, cotton candy, provided the machine stays clean and entertaining. And for the strongest long-term business, industrial safety supplies. It requires real sales work, but factory demand can be far more predictable than impulse purchases. I would approach ice and pizza most carefully because both require more installation, service, and planning than the listing price suggests. And that is the real lesson. Do not start with the machine you saw in a viral video. Start with the location. Who is there? What are they already buying? When do they need it? What happens if your machine is not there? Then choose the machine that fits that demand. Before ordering, ask the supplier for a live video, payment options, a spare parts list, warranty terms, a shipping quote, and references from customers already operating that model. A listing is only the starting price. The real business begins when the machine arrives and has to perform every day. Comment with the machine you would try and the one that only looks good online. Subscribe to Business Dash for more business ideas with real prices, real math, and the risks sellers usually leave out. I'll see you in the next video.